beautiful sunny day here at South Garter Karting for the penultimate race of the 18th season of WSK Promotion World Competition. Good morning and welcome to round 1 of 2 for the WSK Final Cup for 2023. You can see it is a beautiful sunny day, although it is slightly cool, as you can see from the graphic on your screen. Just 7 degrees Celsius, which is about 3 degrees more than it was earlier on this morning. Great to have your company here for the first of our 10 pre-finals this morning. You can see it's for OK Junior. Pre-final A, they're about to come out on the circuit to be led by the newly crowned reigning world champion, that is Van Langendonk from Belgium for the Forza Racing team. 340 drivers from 52 nations around the world here in the north of Italy. Thankfully, beautiful weather. We raced 16 heats on Friday, 23 yesterday. 2 pre-finals yesterday as well for the X30 categories. A single round event for the X30 class. And the first of our 10 pre-finals in just a moment. 17 laps for the junior pre-final. Ludovico Busso, the Italian for the Swedish Award Racing team, took pole position in qualifying on Friday. We'll see him in action in just a few moments. It is Van Langendonk who leads the field out onto the circuit, and with that, we'll take a look at the grid for the first of our 10 pre-finals here this morning. That is out of pole position. Jack out of grid 2 is the American. Then we go to Christian Kostoy, the orange Austrian, Nicholas Schaufler, Kaczynski, Rocco Coronel, who's been in fabulous form for the Victory Lane team, Freddie Lloyd, and Lewis Werrell, the Brits on the 4th row. Matt Corby for VDK, and Thomas Cansey. Scott Marsh, Francois Curdal, the New Zealander, Oscar Repetto, Mies Halben for the Lennox Racing team, Boris Wisheni, Jesse Phillips, Shinmark and Lindblom. That's the Swedes, Louis Cochet, and Jindra Peschel from the Czech Republic for the Monster K factory team. The 2-time Irish champion, Daniel Kelleher, Maria Germano Neto, Murillo da Rocha Hatzema, Kit Polowski back in 25 after running strongly this weekend. Andriota, Sheseni, Brovko, Zhao, and Efim Dedonov for the Shemik Europe team. Korda, Nikita Nikishov, Thomas Vanchik. The final few rows of the grid, Georgi Zashov, Anshay Shi, and Oscar Garland for the MG Racing team. The first of our 10 pre-finals here this morning. Dries Van Langendonk for the Forza Racing team leads the field around. You can see our race director, Mr. Alessandro Ferrari, raises the index finger. Another lap just to get some more temperature in the Vega tyres and set the field for this 20-kilometre, 17-lap pre-final. Great to have your company this morning. If you're watching us live on WSK.IT, Motorsport TV, or on the official Facebook page of WSK Promotion, if you're on the latter, send us a message and let us know where in the world you are watching the WSK Final Cup. Now that the Las Vegas Formula 1 Grand Prix has finished, apparently. As we say, Guten Tag, Ekaterina Lusha, watching from Switzerland, the Innovate competition driver, now racing in GT4. Good morning, Ekaterina. Say hi to your father, Bruno, for me. Come back and race with us soon, Ekaterina. Leave us a message on the official Facebook page of WSK Promotion and let us know where you're watching the WSK Final Cup Round 1 for 2023. This time we race. Perfect start from Dries. Kostoya into second place. Van Langendonk for the Forza Racing team, the newly crowned world champion, leads the field into the pit hairpin. That is Kostoya in second place. And Elia Kaczynski for the Ward Racing team has made a good start as well. Matt Corby for VDK Racing up into position 4. A flying start for the Swiss driver for the 2-time World Championship winning Belgian team of VDK Racing. The 317 Miami-powered Kart Republic. Up into position 4, Scott Lindblom has had a problem on the opening lap of the race. Scott Lindblom, who had a disastrous run in the heats, or in qualifying I should say, but fought back beautifully in the heats, has had an incident on the first lap of the race. Scott Lindblom, who was electrifying, is out on the opening lap of the race. It's not been a good weekend so far for Scott Lindblom. Way down in qualifying, some stunning heats. But he's a sole retirement on the first lap of pre-final A for OKJ. Kostoya, Kaczynski, Fast Freddy up into P4 as Elliott fires it down the inside into the far hairpin. And the Swede for the Swedish team of Joachim Ward in the Vortex Power Tony Kart goes through to P2. Van Langendonk for Forza Racing. Kaczynski, Kostoya under attack from the second Fast Freddy for the Ricky Flynn Motorsport team. Lloyd launches down the inside and Kostoya back into P4. The abandoned cart of Scott Lindblom in the background. He's out. He won that spectacular WSK Euro Series race at Franciacorta, third in the world titles. Scott Lindblom out on the first lap of the race. It will be praying for DNFs just to make it points-wise into the final. The OTK carts run 1, 2 and 3. Van Langendonk in the Forza Racing cart, powered by the Matchak TM engine. Kaczynski with Joachim Ward's Vortex engine. It's quick in a straight line against the slipstream as well. And Freddie Lloyd also with TM power on the Lando Norris cart. In P3, Kostoya in the parallel end. In fourth place. Great start by Fast Freddy. And no, we're not talking about Slater. This is Freddie Lloyd from England for the Ricky Flynn Motorsport team. Kaczynski looks good this morning for Ward Racing in second place. Forza Racing P1, RFM in P3, and it's Kostoya, Matt Corby, Rocco Coronel for the Victory Lane team, Jack Iliff, Nicholas Schaufler, and watch out for Lewis Werrell, also for the Forza Racing team, up into position 9. Fastest lap of the race for Rocco Coronel, no mistaking the Dutch driver, the fourth generation racer. The familiar colours of his home nation of the Netherlands painted onto that Stillo helmet, following in the footsteps of his father, Tom Coronel, recently crowned TCR Europe champion, finally taking a touring car title after a quarter of a century racing in tip-tops. Tip-tops, I should say. Elliott down the inside, and Dries back into P3. There is Coronel in the background. Matt Corby is there as well. Jack Iliff, the British Texan. The American with Manchurian roots. There's Lewis Werrell in the background as well, as is Schaufler. So it's Kaczynski goes P1 for Wood Racing. Freddie Lloyd, but he's back into P3. That's Van Langendonk, Kostoya, Matt Corby, Rocco Coronel. Freddie fires it down the inside. Kaczynski on the outside. Van Langendonk goes P3. Looking to go back into the lead. Fabulous defensive move from Freddie Lloyd to withstand the attack from Kaczynski, who's now got the reigning world champion, Felix Van Langendonk behind him. Kostoya, here comes Rocco. Van Langendonk back to P2. Elliott looks over his shoulder, shadows Van Langendonk. There's Werrell. On the inside of Jack Iliff. Now he's on the outside, can't quite take the American yet. Approaching half race distance. 17 lap pre-final. And they're on lap 7. Freddie Lloyd from the Kings England. That is Van Langendonk. Elliott Kaczynski, that is Rocco up into position 4. Matt Corby for the VDK team. Having a really strong run this weekend is the Swiss driver for the Belgian team. Schaufler, the Austrian. For DPK Racing is Kaczynski. And Dries Van Langendonk fight. And watch Freddie Lloyd come onto the straight. The gap last time round was half a second. Stays about the same. Still the OTK carts, 1, 2 and 3. Schaufler now up into P4. For the Diego Pablo karting team from Asturias. in the northwest of Spain. DPK Karting, two-time World Championship winning team. With the Austrian driver, he was on the podium a couple of weeks ago at Sano in the WSK Euro Series. Schaufler, that's the Cup Republic, trying to go better in P4. Corby, Costoya, Coronel. The Triple C's go 5, 6 and 7. Jack Eilef, Lewis Werrell and Oliver Schinmark up into position 10 from the 9th row of the grid. Kit Bolowski's charging his way through in the background. We'll try and get a glimpse of the Brit in the French Stoddy car. Brilliant form from Kit Bolowski this weekend. Consistently in the top 5. Did have a jump start penalty in one of his heats, a 10-second penalty. Dropped him way down the order, but he's been in electrifying form. Kit Bolowski, he's now up into 14th place after starting on grid 25 in the 381 Stoddy kart. He's ahead of Dieter Peschel, Murilo Taroccia, Daniel Kelleher, Francois Cordel, Cochet, Hatama, Boris Wicheri, Tobias Shaseni, Nikita Nikishov, Zhao Vanchik, Anthony Otis, Mark Brovko ahead of Sun Maria Neto, Luke Korda and Oscar Gallen, the final runner, as Freddie Lloyd has to defend from Kosinski. Almost runs into the back of the Brit. Dries on the outside. Schaufler tries to take the world champion. The orange carts, 3 and 4. Van Langendonk for the Forza Racing team. Lloyd runs wide. Kaczynski sends it down the inside. From second place, the Swede takes the lead. Fantastic pass from Elliott. 7 laps remaining. Van Langendonk back into P2. Freddie Lloyd from P1 into 4th place. Half a second between Kaczynski and Van Langendonk. Rocco Coronel the fastest on circuit of 47.713. There's the Dutchman in the background. Schaufler goes P2. Nice pass by the Austrian. Dries back into P3. The driver who lives on the former Formula One Grand Prix circuit of Zolder in Belgium, the reigning world champion for the Forza Racing team, is now behind the Miami-powered Kart Republic for DPK Racing. Of the driver from north of the Italian border, the Austrian, backed by Better in second place. Lloyd launches down the inside. Freddie back into position 3. There's Coronel. Behind him, Lewis Werrell and Jack Eilef. Lewis on the charge. He won here a few weeks ago in the Industrial Trophy here at Lonato, that famous legendary international karting event that dates back to the 1970s. As we see his teammate back into 3rd place. Here's Costoya in the background. Now in the centre of your screen, the 3-time WSK champion. Costoya into P3. Goes by the world champ. Still Rocco Coronel, the fastest driver on the circuit, but Mies Albin for the Lennox Racing team. The Dutchman 357 is going quickly as well. There is Mies coming onto the straight. He's in P10 ahead of Schinmark. Scott Marsh, the former Rotax Grand Finals champion from the Kings England for the Tony Kart Racing team. Ahead of Peschel, Bolowski, the Kiwi, Repetto. But it's the Swede in the lead by the name of Elliott Kaczynski. Schaufler, the Austrian talent, in P2. An absolute delight to watch. We can say that for all these drivers. He's been passed though. Back into 3rd place. Costoya goes through. Good drive from Matt Corby in this pre-final, which is ticking down towards the checkered flag. Costoya not so long ago was dominating the 60-minute category. Nicholas Schaufler's first shoot into fame. First big international race, 2019, the Rotax Max International Trophy at Le Mans. some 4 years ago. Little Nicholas, as he was back then, still not the tallest driver. You can see he uses it. His stature to his advantage, lets the kart do the work. The Kart Republic behind a parallel in the Tony Kart, still P1. The Tony Kart P2, Costoya into the lead. Schaufler just shadows Kaczynski. This is lap 15 of 17. Matt Corby looks over his right shoulder. Schaufler, the Austrian, now into second place, and Kaczynski, who's led the majority of this pre-final, is now back into third. Jesse Phillips, the OKN Junior World Cup champion for Fusion Motorsport, is out, as is Tomas Kansay, Georgi Zashoff, Efim Dedanov, and of course the sensation Scott Lindblom out on the first lap. Nikita Nikishov has also had a moment on that lap. It looks as though Nikita has retired as well. 2 laps remaining in pre-final A for OKJ. Corby up into P4. The Swiss driver for the Belgian teams, VDK Racing, takes the Belgian, who is the reigning world champion, Van Langendonk, back into P5. Costoya on his way to victory in the pre-final here this morning. Kaczynski just behind Schaufler. The temperature still in single digits here, but the sun is shining at the center of the karting universe. South Garda Karting Lonato, round 1 of 2, the WSK Final Cup for 2023. The last lap of the race. Werrell now open to P6. There's Lewis in the background. Might try and take P5 if he can. Matt Corby is 0.5 of a second, 0.3 of a second now ahead of the Englishman Lewis Werrell, the second Forza Racing entry. The first is Dries van Langendonk. Costoya will win pre-final A. 3 corners for the Spaniard. For the Paralin Motorsport team, Marco Paralin watching on live from the United Arab Emirates this morning. Well, Marco, Christian, he's done the job this morning. Can he do it in the final later this afternoon? He'll be starting right at the pointy end of the grid. The Spaniard wins it from the Austrian with Elliot Kaczynski in position 3. Rocco Coronel finishes in P10, but with the fastest lap of the race for the Dutchman. Check the standings for you. As you see, Montebaldo, there is a little bit of snow on top of it already here. Summer is well and truly over, but the sun is shining here at South Garda Karting as Costoya takes the first victory of the morning for the Paralin Motorsport team. Schaufler second, Kaczynski third, Matt Corby position 4 for VDK. Then it's Dries and Lewis Werrell, the Forza Racing duo. Mies Halban up into P7. He's the top Dutchman from the English-American Jack Iliff, Freddie Lloyd, and Rocco Coronel. Good drive from Kit Malofsky to come home in P14 behind his countryman, Scott Marsh. The Irishman, Daniel Kelleher, in position 19. Oscar Gallen from Poland for the MG Racing team, the final finisher in 30th, as we lost Nikishov, Jesse Phillips, Tomas Kansay, Georgi Zashoff, Efim Dedanov, and look at that, Scott Lindblom out on the first lap of the race. Underway here today at South Garda Karting as Christian Costoya takes victory in the first pre-final of the morning. We'll take a very short break and be back with pre-final B for OKJ in just a moment. back here at South Garda Karting for pre-final B for OKJ on a sunny day. As we take a look at the grid, the Finn on pole position, Sebastian Letamaki, Jacopo Martinezzi out of 2, Roman, and then Cosmo Christopher, Filippo Sala, Ian Kralik, Ludovico Puso, the fastest qualifier, then the African, Lorenzo Campos out of 8, Arata and Quarar Firan, the Japanese and Indonesian, Asian, 5th row of the grid, Sun and Ilya Bereshkin, Makar Savalev, Kosai Guma, Ochepa, Vladimir Ivanikov. For the Energy Course Racing Team, Botaro, Sufikari Pancotti, Lev Krutogolov, Henry Domain, Melvin Kalausian, Travis Teo, Brunet, Blanford, Jarrett Clark, Sebastian Mins, Mats van Rooyen, Gender, Jagrata Troja. Meryl Peldesh, Vitfa, Arn, Alex Bruna-Gosner, Vlada Kovalchik and Amin Carter on the final row of the grid. We say very good morning to Penny Fallon, whose grandson Jack Iliff, he is racing here this morning. If you're watching on the official Facebook page of WSK Promotion, send us a message and let us know where in the world you are watching as Lorenzo Travisnuto joins the live coverage. He's watching live here at the circuit. Sebastian for the Tony Kart Racing Team on pole position. We race. Roman races into second place. The RFM duo, that's Filippo Sala, his Italian teammate, behind in 3rd place, but it's Sebastian Letamaki for the Tony Kart Racing Team in position 1. Busso, good start for the Italian. Forward Racing up into position 4. And a clean start for pre-final B for OKJ in the WSK Final Cup. Jarrett Clark, the English-Australian, has had an incident on the first lap of the race. A tough weekend for the Forza Racing team driver has just got even more difficult, and he's about to face retirement before the end of the first lap, which is being led by Sebastian Letamaki. Filippo Sala, that is Puso in P3. We've also lost the Malaysian Travis Teo. That was his Falcon racing car for the LA Motorsport team, being dragged off the side of the circuit. Travis is out, as is Mika Runitz, Jarrett Clark and Matthias Vitfa. So 4 retirements at the first lap, on the first lap of the race, which has been still led by the Finn Sebastian Letamaki, who goes purple in that sector. Being caught by Philip Hall as Filippo Sala in 2nd place. The gap 0.3 of a second. Filippo Sala from Trento in a straight line only lives about 50 kilometers from the northern Italian circuit, although there was a massive mountain and a lake in between the famous South Garda circuit and his hometown of Trento. He's driving for the British Ricky Flynn Motorsport team. He's in 2nd. Endo Arata, Ludovico Puso, Zhao Yusun, the World Racing team drivers, 3, 4 and 5. Martinez, the newly crowned WSK Euro Series champion in the Chettilar Republic. He's in P6 from his teammate DCC. It's the Romanian David Cosmo Christopher, Kamiaba Lorenzo Campos, Julius Ochepa. Good start from Julius, the pole in the Rigetti Rodolfi built gold kart. Just going down through turn 3 now, Julius Ochepa from Poland, from grid 15, up into position 9 in the legendary gold kart, which is built in Verona, not too far from this, the northern Italian South Garda karting circuit. This is Sala, who goes wide at the exit of the chicane, keeps the Lando Norris kart under control. gap, just 0.3 of a second as Jacopo Martinez goes purple. A 48.275 for the Italian. So we settle into a rhythm here with the Finn in P1, the Italian in second place. The Italians in second and third, in fact, with Ludovico Busso and then Endo Arata for the Ward Racing team, who's been in superb form this weekend. Ward Racing, of course, taking pole position 48 hours ago in qualifying with Ludovico. Busso 3.38, Arata 3.37, soon 3.41 also for Joachim Ward's Swedish team, which have a base here in Desenzano. As Martinez again goes faster, it's a 48.170. This is lap 6 of the 17-lap pre-final B for OK Junior. Round 1 of 2, we're back at Franciacorta. Not half an hour from here in the north of Italy for the final event of the 2023 WSK promotion season. As we look at Sala in second place. The Italian, multiple podiums over the past few seasons. In-race victories in the 60-mini category. First year in OK Junior, he's running in position 2. In position 6 is David Cosmo Christopher. There he is, the Romanian in the background, the multiple WSK champion as well. Soon, Lorenzo Campos, the African in position 8. His father, Walter, watching on from Rwanda this weekend. The Angolan for the AKM Motorsport team of Marco and Andrea Kimi Antonelli. Lorenzo Campos, 3.84 ahead of Julius Ochepa, and Davide Bottaro also for the Tony Kart Racing team, rounds out the 10. There's Campos, Ochepa in the goal cart right behind. Bottaro, Badeshkin, Korar Fidan, Henry Domain, Lev Krutogolov, the Ukrainian for the Bosch Racing team, based at the Chaika circuit, which is now being rebuilt after, well, events of the past 12 months. Krutogolov into P14 ahead of Iskander Zulfikari. Kralik, Sebastian Mins, a storming start for the Brit. From grid 27, the VDK racing driver has been in dynamic form and he's charging through the field. He's made up 10 positions in 7 laps. 10 laps remaining. Mats van Rooyen joins the list of retirements. The MVR racing driver, Van der Netherlands, is out. Martinez up into third place and with the fastest lap of the race. Arata and Busso, the Ward Racing teammates, trade positions. Ludovico goes by Endo. Busso ahead of Arata, the fastest qualifier, back into position 4. Sebastian for the Tony Kart Racing team, powered by the Vortex. The TM-powered Lando Norris kart of Filippo Sala in second place. As the temperature ticks up 1 degree to 8 degrees Celsius. A beautiful sunshine here in the north of Italy, the penultimate event of what has been a fantastic WSK promotion season. The 18th season of WSK World Competition, which dates back to 2006, the first ever WSK International Series, won by the late great Jules Bianchi. Valtteri Bottas taking victory in Formula 8 for the Gillard kart team some 18 seasons ago, before most of these drivers on circuit at the moment were even born. Now Filippo Sala is getting very close to the back of Sebastian. The Finn goes P1. The Italian shadows Litamaki. OTK 1 and 2 being caught by the Kart Republic of Jacopo Martinez. There's the Italian, 2-time WSK champion. He won the inaugural WSK Mini Super Cup in 2022. Won the WSK Euro Series for Kart Republic at Circuito Internazionale Napoli Sano 2 weeks ago. And he's now catching the 2 leaders. DCC trying to go P3. The Romanian is currently 4th. Arata, Sun, Busol. The Ward Racing Trio, 5, 6 and 7. Ochepa up into P8. The gold card, which is ironically blue, has just got by the African Lorenzo Campos and Quadar Firan, the Indonesian, with a home circuit of Sentul outside Jakarta in P10. 52 nations here, 340 drivers represented in the first round of 2, the WSK Final Cup, but it's the Finn who now pulls away from the Italian. Filippo Sala in second place for RFM. The legendary team of Ricky Flynn. 20 drivers on the grid in the FIA Formula 1 World Championships. Of those 20 drivers, 4 are from Ricky Flynn Motorsport. Lando Norris, the 2014 World Champion. Oscar Piastri, Logan Sargent, the 2015 World Champion. And also Joe Guan Yu. 4 drivers out of 20 in Formula 1 are Ricky Flynn Motorsport drivers. They're currently in position 2 with the Italian Sala. Four and a half laps remaining. There is the Ward Racing Trio. Great performance as ever for Joachim Ward's team. Sun 341, Arata Endo 337, and Busso, the fastest qualifier, 338. They run 5th, 6th and 7th. Campos retakes P8 from Ochepa, and Davide Bottaro now moves into the top 10. His teammate in position 1 and pulling away. The gap 0.6 of a second. Fastest driver on the circuit is actually Ian Kralik, the German in 13th place with a 47.913. Head of Lev Kurutugolov. The Ukrainian ahead of the Turk, Iskander Zulfikari. The 2 Brits, Henry Domain, Sebastian Mins. Sebastian from 27th into 17th, but it's been tough from there for the Brit. The VDK Racing driver, Alex Brunner-Gosner and Roman Kamyab have also joined the list of retirements. 29 still running. The gap, 0.8 of a second now. Sebastian, back to Filippo, Jacopo Martinez. There's the Ward Racing Trio. There is Campos, there is Ochepa, who's about to be passed by Quadar Firan, the Indonesian, down the inside of the pole. Strong performance from Julius. Ochepa for the 3DK Umbria Motorsport team, the Miami-powered gold car from Rigetti Rodolfi, the legendary Italian manufacturer from nearby Verona. Ochepa inside the top 10, but he's just been passed by the Indonesian with that move a few moments to go by Quadar Firan. Still Kralik, fastest driver on the circuit. Only a handful into the 47s, including Jacopo Martinez and the German Ian Kralik. 48 dead for Sebastian Letamaki, but he's controlling the pace, 0.9 of a second ahead of Filippo Sala. The Italians are about to fight for the 2 different teams. Ricky Flynn Motorsport, P2. Chetila Racing Cut Republic in 3rd with Jacopo Martinez. There's the Racing Romanian, the multiple champion of the WSK Final Cup, David Cosman Christopher. In position 4 is the Romanian, the older brother of Bogdan Cosman Christopher. Martinez at 301. Tries to make the move down the inside, but Sala closes the door. Watch Martinez, he'll get a good run as Sala runs wide. He's almost off the road. The dying stages of the 2 Italians fight in pre-final B for OKJ. Last lap for Sebastian Letamaki, 1.3 seconds clear of the 2 Italians who fight. Sala stares over his left shoulder. Martinez says no problem. He tries the outside. Sala still holds on to second place for RFM. The TM-powered Lando Norris car. Martinez almost runs into the back of him. This time he does. Smashes into the back of Sala. Sends it to second place. And the WSK Euro Series champion on the last lap of the race goes through into position 2. Will white line it into the final corner. Sebastian Lentamaki wins the pre-final. Across the line, side by side. And Sala retakes P2 from Martinez at DCC4. Sun, Arata and Busso for the Ward Racing team. Campos, Lorenzo P8 for the AKM Motorsport team. Quartar Final and Julius Ochepa in the ironically blue gold car for Rigetti Rodolfi in P10. Says Sebastian Lentamaki, the gap 1.2 seconds. Well, he crossed the line 3.5 seconds ahead of the two Italians who fought amongst themselves. Sebastian Lentamaki for the Tony Kart Racing Team wins pre-final B. Sala second for RFM. Martinez at DCC, that's Cosmo Christopher for Kart Republic. And then the Ward Racing Trio, 5, 6 and 7. Sun, Arata, Busso, Campos. For that Quartar Final, good try for the Indonesian. And Julius home in 10th place. Great to have your company this morning. If you are watching on the official Facebook page of WSK Promotion, send us a message, as many others are doing now. Let us know where you are watching as Leon Zelenko joins the live coverage, as does Nathani Tavanishko. Sawati Cup, who's watching on live, we miss you. Susan Oxteen from Florida. In fact, no, she's over in England at the moment. Morning, Susan. Olya Bedrina, Privyat, Kagdila. Mother of Nikita Bedrin, Formula 3 driver, and of course, former WSK race winner Nikita Bedrin. Rokas Buchuska, WRX World Rally Championship racer as well, joins our live coverage this morning. As we get ready to race OK pre-final A in just a moment. We'll take a very short break from Lonato. We'll be back in just a moment. Pre-final A for the OK category as we take a look at the grid. The Tony Kart Racing Team drivers lock out the front row of the grid. The Prema Racing drivers on the second row. Then we go to Skulinov. Jaakko Kamenik for DCR Motorsports. Great performance for the first Czech. The second is Yuri Bečička, who's alongside Anatoly Kavalkin. Skulinov in the mix as well. Taim Saleh, Roland Kuklanet, though last year's world champion Morgado is alongside Ramakas. The New Yorker Vivek Kantan alongside the Mozambican Gotsi Matlaka. Sata Utran, Andrea Dupe, Rosa, Vanchikova, Bruna Apostolidis, Sebastian Kolping. And there's Brody Norris from Queensland, Australia on debut in WSK. Colin Cronin, the Irishman, Olivieri, Maximilian Kahan, and the Israeli Gael Baj on the final grid position. The Green Machines on the front row. The Prema Racing duo of Salim Hanna, El Colombiano, and Ponti at a grid 4. Luigi Coluccio on pole position. Sebastiano Pavan out of grid 2. Okay, pre-final A. We don't race. Coluccio, 216. Pavan, 218. The Vortex Power, Tony Kart Racer, 401 RR chassis. Lighting up the Lacon tyres. The Prema duo, Salim Hanna, who won the WSK Open Cup for RFM in juniors 12 months ago at this circuit. We go back to 2018, Luigi Coluccio. He won the WSK Open Cup. Il ragazzo magliese da Maglie. Sud Italia vicinissimo la pista alla Conca. Salutiamo Sassà, anche Laura. Luigi Coluccio, last year's Italian GT3 champion with Ferrari, on pole position for the Tony Kart Racing team. This time we race perfect stuff from Coluccio. Jetty Skulinov up into third place. And Salim Hanna Hernandez goes through here, in fact takes the Russian from the Kart Republic team. Hernandez was briefly into second, but he's lost out in turn 3. Coluccio, perfect start for the Italian. As Skulinov runs wide, he's about to be passed by the first of the Paralympic drivers. Anatoly Kavalkin rockets up into second place. Coluccio is gone, but we go full course yellow. Coluccio disappeared down the circuit, but his lead, which was almost 2 seconds early at that stage, accounts for little because we've lost Yuri Bečička, Karolina Vanchikova, Sebastian Korpenk, Brody Norris, Colin Cronin, and also Maximilian Kahan. The track is blocked. No choice but to throw the full course yellow. You can see the carts littered around the side of the circuit. So the safety precaution, full course yellow. Luigi Coluccio, he had an enormous lead as the field fought. Anatoly Kavalkin seemingly with a problem. And the rest of the field don't know what to do. Now they have little choice but to drive on by. Kavalkin stops at the side of the circuit under full course yellow with a problem. He's out. Wow! What a sensation for the former Euro champ, who rocketed up into second place, but under full course yellow. There's the full course slow. Kavalkin stopped with a problem. Sebastiano Pavan did the right thing, waited. Luigi Coluccio, there was nothing but daylight behind the Italian. Kavalkin in second place. Pavan is like, well, what are you doing? And eventually, when the Russian in the Paralympic stopped on the side of the circuit, the second Tony Kart Racing team driver had no choice but to drive on by as Kavalkin retires. The two Czechs are out. Bečička, Karolina Vanchikova, Sebastian Korpeng, Brody Norris, the Queenslander, has also retired. That's bad luck for Brody on debut in WSK competition. Being mentored this weekend by the former Australian stars of karting champion Kian Fothergill. Colin Cronin, the Irishman, is out, as is the third Czech, in fact, Maximilian Kahan as well. Down to 20 runners, of course, with the retirement of Kavalkan. So after that, it is still the Tony Cup Racing Team 1 and 2. Skulinov third, Salim in fourth place from his Prema Racing teammate, Alexander Bondarev. Taim Saleh, Matias Morgado. O Menino do Brazil in position 7 from Roland Kuklane. Jakob Kamenek for DCR Motorsports. So the 4 Czechs that started this race, 3 are out, 1 remains, and he's in position 9. Jakob Kamenek, the TM Power Tony Kart 247. Head of Thibaut Ramekers, Vivekantan, the New Yorker, Gatsi Motlaka, Clement Autran, Rossa from America, Dupé, Le Parisien, Bruna, Sata, Gael Badge, Vasilios Apostolidis, and Emanuele Olivieri. Let's watch Jakob Kamenek for the DCR Motorsport team. Grande lavoro questo weekend da Danilo. Il suo pilota riparte da nona posizione. The green flag flies and the green cards lead. Coluccio, Pavan go 1-2. Iskulinov in position 3 for the Spanish DPK Racing Team. He's got the Prema duo right behind him. Also Taim Saleh on the podium 2 weeks ago in the WSK Euro Series. The Salvacard Republic of the German trying to split the Prema Racing carts. But it's the green machines as we go back green who go 1 and 2. Luigi Coluccio and Sebastiano Pavan. Matias Morgato up into position 7, his last year's world champion. But unfortunately, the Brazilian is under investigation. The 222 Birilat across the line, now in position 6. There he is, just flashes by. He's actually got by Taim Saleh. There's the Birilat, 222, 6th place, but under investigation. The boy from Brazil, a flying restart, but it may count for nothing in just a moment. Jonathan Fiordomo joins our coverage, as does Conrad Garrell, watching on live, watching on live from Singapore, the first round of the 2023 WSK Final Cup. Luigi Coluccio, remember he won at Sano in the WSK Supermaster Series earlier in the year. Had, well, to be honest, a frankly dismal run at Sano 2 weeks ago, the same circuit in the Euro Series, but he's back in position 1. As we mentioned, he won last year's Italian GT3 Championship in the Ferrari 488s. Second year racing GT3 for Ferrari in 2023. Also racing for the Tony Kart Racing Team. The team from Prevale to the west of Lago di Garda. Not too far from the South Garda karting circuit. We're only talking a few kilometres. This is the centre of the karting universe. And the green team on home turf go 1-2. Karts littered around the circuit. Kavalkan is out. The 3 Czech drivers, Kahan, Manchikova and Yudibachika, have retired. The Filipino Sebastian Corbeng, the Irishman Colin Cronin, and Brody Yendel Norris, who came position 2 at Las Vegas 7 days ago. The Australian on the podium in America last weekend, but has retired from the pre-final. As we see Skulinov go by and take Pavan. Watch Bondi, the Euro champ for the Prema Racing Team, the Ukrainian, is charging on the back of Pavan. Skulinov, multiple WSK race winner, particularly in 60-minute and OK Junior over the past few seasons. He's now in second place. Bondarev now into third. Pavan back to fourth. Bondarev with a 47.150 is 0.3 of a second faster than the race leader Luigi Coluccio. Half race distance, pre-final A for OK. The WSK Final Cup here at South Garter Karting. The temperature, thankfully, up to 10 degrees. The sun is shining. Winter time is upon us. We'll be back here for the season opening WSK Champions Cup on the 21st of January 2024. Check out next year's calendar on wsk.it. A spectacular season coming your way. The season opening Champions Cup back here at South Garter Karting. As we see the field go through. Motlakar, Vivikan Tam, that was the New Yorker ahead of Guy Albaj, who's come from grid 27. He's come from Israel. He's in position 15 ahead of Olivieri. The Parisian, Andrea Dupé, the Greek driver, Vasilios Apostolidis. And Noah Rossa for the Ward Racing team, the American, rounds out the runners. Leon Brunner has also retired. As Bondarev, the Ukrainian, passes the Russian for P2. Bondarev with a 47.10. Coluccio responds with a 47.1, his personal best. But Bondarev, the European champion for the Prema Racing team, coming on strong. Just getting back briefly to next year's calendar. As you look at the Kart Republic's chase down with the two Tony karts. The Rotax Max European Trophy. 4 rounds next year to be presented by WSK Promotion. Genk in Belgium, Wackersdorf in Germany. Franciacorta and under lights Saturday night on the first day of September. In fact, it's the last day of August 2024. The Rotax Max Euro Trophy presented by WSK Promotion next season. And the Italian F4 Championships, the Euro 4 Championship as well. And the season opening WSK Champions Cup on the 21st day of January. Back here at the South Garter Karting Circuit. Coluccio now under attack from Bondarev. He is going to pass the Italian. He's got the speed. Coluccio cannot defend this. There's 5 laps remaining at the end of this one. And Bondarev just sails down the inside. Goes in deep. Coluccio gets him back on the outside. Ah, sensational from Luigi. Looks over his right shoulder and says, you have to do better than that, mate. Bondi, no problem, I'll try again. Across the line, fabulous racing. Coluccio, Bondarev, and Jetty Skulinov. Watching to the pit hairpin. The Prema Racing driver tries again, sails down the inside on the 10-metre wide part of the circuit, which was extended by the Corbieri family in 2016. And now the Prema Racing driver takes the lead with 4.5 laps remaining. Pre-final A for OK. Coluccio P2. Pavan 4. Split by the Russian for the Spanish team. Skulinov for DPK Racing. Salim Hanna in P5, the second Prema Racing team driver. El Colombiano. Head of Tayem Saleh, Jakob Kamenik for TCR Motorsport. Super. The remaining Czech in 7th ahead of the Belgian Thibaut Ramekes. Matheus Margato under investigation, but we've heard nothing more since. So he may be okay. Last year's world champion from Brazil, ahead of Clement Altran. The Frenchman rounds out the 10. Bondarev, a few tenths of a second ahead of Coluccio. Pavan back into P3. There is Salim. Skulinov back to P5. Vamos! El Colombiano, Salim Hanna Hernandez, who won here in the WSK Open Cup last year for Ricky Fleet Motorsport in OK Junior. He's in P4. The blind goes down on the radiator finally at the end of the race. That gives you an indication of the cool temperatures here. The wind picking up. You can see the flags flying at the center of the karting universe. South Garter Karting Lonato. Bondarev, half a second clear of Coluccio. Pavan, Salim Hanna, and Jetty Skulinov for DPK. Being caught by Tayem Saleh. The German in the Salvacan Republic. Goes by Jakub Kamenik, Tibor Ramikas, and Matias Morgado. Clement Autran rounds out the 10. Marcus Sartre in P11, the Norwegian. Kuklane, Motlaka, the Mozambican. Gael Bash, Vivek Kantan, Olivieri, Dubé, Rasa, and Vasilios from Greece, the final runner. There's the DCR Motorsport card of Jakub Kamenik going through ahead of Tibor Ramikas. Grande lavoro, Danilo, per DCR Motorsport. 7th position for the remaining Czech. 4 of them started the race, 3 are out. Jakub Kamenik runs in P7. Hernandez. Jenny Skulinoff, Sebastian Pavan. Tayem Sailor's coming on strong. He'll run out of time though. This is the last lap of the race. Alexander Bondarev on your screen, on his way to victory. Look at the massive grip. The Czech Republic, most of these chassis with the third bearing either taken out or at best loose on a cold circuit, but the track is gripped up, particularly at the end of the race. You can see how much he's onto 3 wheels again on one of the slowest corners on the circuit. The Williams Academy driver for the Prema Racing team from Ukraine wins pre-final A for OK. Coluccio, P2, and Sebastiano Pavan for the green team in 3rd place. Fastest lap of the race as well for Bondi, a 46.786. Wins it by 1.1 seconds, goes purple. You can see the grip generated from the Czech Republic on the last lap, powered by the IAMI. He takes victory over Coluccio and Sebastiano Pavan. Bondarev, P1, the Tony Kart Racing team. They started 1-2 on the grid. They finished 2-3. Then it was Skulinoff. Salim for the Prema Racing team. Tayem Saleh in the Salvacan Republic. Kamenik for DCR Motorsport. Ramikas. Morgato under investigation, but he comes home P9. And a good drive from Altran to finish P10. From Sata, Kuklanet, Motlaka, Gael Bash, the New Yorker Vivek Kantan, Olivieri, Andrea Dupé from Paris, Rasa for Ward Racing, and Vasilios for AKM Motorsport, the final runner. We'll take a short break here at South Garda Karting pre-final B in just a moment. Pre-final B for OK. As the sun shines here at South Garda Karting, we take a look at the grid. Mitra on pole position. The Oakman out of grid 2. Wisniewski and Simon White. Kutzkoff and Dante Vinci. Enya Frey for VDK. Zach from Glasgow. Len Nice, the second Belgian. And the American-born Brazilian Miguel Costa out of 10. Michael Ida, Il Bresciano, Leo Nielsen. Butzar and David Walter, who won here in the season-opening WSK Champions Cup. Dominic Šimek, I should say, Xavier Avramidis. Jurovski, Otto Pikkanen. Hugo Martiniello. Noah Monteiro, the Portuguese driver. Jakob Michailov, Tiziano Monza. Matteo Giacardi. Tobias Fessa. Louis Castellini, also for the Lennox Racing Team. And Tobias Pashko for Hagman Racing on the final row of the grid. There's the Oakman coming through for the Lennox Racing Team, a contender for victory. The familiar yellow Arai helmet for Speedwear.be of the Belgian. Remember, he took victory in the WSK Final Cup 2018 in 60 Mini at Castelletto di Branduzzo. The second generation racer starts out at grid 2. It's Dmitry Matveev on pole position. We don't race. Another formation lap. Kirill Kutzkoff, 201, a contender. Last year's WSK Final Cup was won by Jan-Paul Hui, the Argentine Motorsport Kart Republic driver from Anatoly Kavalkin and Joe Turney. JT from MK, watching on live from the Kings England, mate. We hear the recovery's going well. We can't wait to see you back on track. We miss your explosive starts from grid 13 to be in second by the third corner. Joe Turney, third in last year's WSK Final Cup, last year's WSK Supermaster Series champion. We wish Joseph Turney all the best with his recovery, which we hear is going well. Mate, we can't wait to see you back. Regards to your parents as well. It's Mitcha on pole position, the Oakman. Out of grid 2, pre-final B for OK, the WSK Final Cup. We race. Super start from Wisniewski for Koski Motorsport, and Kirill Kutzkoff from grid 5 follows him through to third place. Matveev has got the lead. Wisniewski, who finished on the podium in the Supermaster Series season opener, tries to take the lead. They're 3 wide with Kutzkoff on the outside of Wisniewski, but the Siberian sends it from pole position to take the lead. Eichmans has missed the start predictably from that notorious outside front row of the grid, but he's made up a position, retaking 4th place. Simon White. Simone Bianco, the CRG is lightning quick around the Lonato circuit, and Simone Bianco goes up into 3rd place. Matveev, Wisniewski, Bianco, Eichmans, Kutzkoff, Frey, Len Nice, the second Belgian, then Butzar, and then Zach ahead of the Australian Dante Vinci, who's in position 10. Dmitry Matveev, the 2019 WSK Final Cup champion. He won that title. Adria Karting Raceway for the Energy Course Racing Team some 4 seasons ago in 60 Mini. Now he leads OK in pre-final B. The Siberian for the pole for the Finnish team. Wisniewski for Jan Koski Motorsports. The Miami Power Tony Kart 230 fires it down the inside. Wisniewski takes the lead. Nicely done by Gustav, as the Oakman takes P3 at the same time from the CRG of Simone Bianco. A 4-kart fight with Kutzkoff in P5 from Guillaume Butzar. The Oakman sends it. The hero of Herentals for the Lennox Racing Team fires it down the inside. He's a contender for victory. Matveev back into position 4 is the pole sitter. Eichmans, the driver to watch. He's gone fastest. Ian Eichmans with a purple 48.366. Has to defend from the lightning quick CRG. Goes in deep under brakes in the Charles Leclerc kart. Tuned by the GFR or powered by the GFR Tune TM engine. The blind goes down on the radiator. The gap is 0.3 of a second between the pole and the Belgian. The Tony Kart leads. The Charles Leclerc Lennox Racing Kart in second place. The CRG third. And Matviv in the Kart Republic fourth. Frey with a 47.962. The Swiss driver in position 7 from the Glaswegian, Zach Drummond. Frey goes fastest. Eichmanns closes in on Wisniewski. Down into the chicane, the Lennox Racing Team driver superb. As we say, the TM powered by GFR in position 2, goes purple in that sector as well. Matviv in P4. There's Gutskov, the reigning world champion. It's KK in P5. That was Butzak. Good start for the Luxembourgish driver from Frey. Eichmanns throws it down into turn 2. Slightly sideways from the pole, has to defend. The gap probably too much at this corner. Indeed it is. Not 1 kart length between the pole and the Belgian. The Lennox Racing Kart is flying here this morning. Into the chicane. Not this time. That's Gutskov. Frey superb. Butzak, Drummond, and David Walter. Miguel Costa in P10 from Tiziano Monza. The front 4, it's about to be a 5-kart fight. Ninja sends it on the inside. Simon White gets him back, and the Oakman takes him. Side by side, Wisniewski on the outside. They almost touch. Side by side, the hero of Herentals drives on through. The Belgian goes P1 in pre-final B. Sensational from Eichmanns. Bianco holds on to P3 from Dmitry Matviv. Spectacular in the pre-final. The WSK Final Cup here at South Garda Karting, the centre of the karting universe. And the Lennox Racing Team driver, he won the WSK Final Cup in 60 minutes at Castelletto 5 years ago, and now he leads in OK. Wisniewski closes on back though. The Miami powered Tony Kart. Remember that the Koski Motorsport team with David Walter, they won the season opening WSK Champions Cup. Walter now with the factory Tony Kart team. The Great Dane is behind the Glaswegian Zach Drummond in position 8. Gutskov ominously goes purple. A 47.1 fires it down the inside of Simon White. The CRG back into position 5. Eichmanns with the lead from Wisniewski. There's Gutskov up into position 4. The reigning world champion ahead of Simone Bianco. Wisniewski, the Tony Kart briefly up onto 2 wheels. It's the GFR Tune TM position 1. Koski Motorsports, the Miami powered Tony Kart in second place. The gap is 0.3 of a second. Eichmanns goes purple. Matched by Zach Drummond. On the attack is Zach, the 2-time British cadet champion in the Paralympics. On debut in OK Senior, goes by the Great Dane David Walter. On your screen, Ian Eichmanns for Speedway.be from Noordwijk in Belgium. The second generation racer leads. His father Wim watching on from the far part of the circuit where the leaders are approaching now. Former competitor in Opel Lotus Formula 3000 back in the 90s. And also a single start in the 1999 Indianapolis 500. Driving the Charles Leclerc kart. Oh, quando boy. Tranquilo. The gap, 0.3 of a second. Enya Frey with the 47 dead. Purple sector from Dmitry Matviv. The Russians 3rd and 4th. Gutskov, the reigning world champion for the DPK Racing Team. Wisniewski goes deep under brakes. Grip generated from the Tony Kart Racer 401 R powered by the Miami. It's the TM powered Charles Leclerc Cup for the Lennox Racing Team in position 1. Matviv with a 46.8, 0.3 of a second. Faster than Eichmanns. Matviv with the fastest lap of the race. The Cut Republics, 3 and 4. There's the CRG. Frey, Drummond, Walter, Butza, Miguel Costa going on through. Then it's Monza, Nielsen, Giaccardi, Michaelita, Montiero, Martiniello, the Australian Xavier Avramidis, Len Nice, Otto Pikkanen, Fessa, Mikhailov, Louis Castellini, Dante Vinci, Zurashki, and Dominic Shimek is the final runner in position 25. The yellow Arai helmet for Speedway.be. You can pick it from the other side of the circuit. Driving for the Lennox racing team, Jordan Lennox himself, former World Cup champion in KZ2 back in 2012. When Max took out Daniel on the first lap of the race. Look that up sometime when you've got a moment. To be fair, Yost did go and apologise to Bray after the race. The rest is history. Jordan taking that famous victory. His last start as a driver, 6th in the KZ1 World Championships at Wackersdorf in 2017, and now runs the crack team Lennox Racing with the Charles Leclerc cars for his good friend Charles, who finished 2nd in the 2013 World Championships behind Max for the Art Grand Prix team. The CL car built by the Birolard team or the Birolard factory in Lisone. GFR tune TM position 1. The Miami tuned by Jankowski Motorsport. That's Mitcha in the Cut Republic, 2019 WSK Final Cup champion. Kutzkoff, Bianco, Frey, and the Glaswegian, Zach Drummond. 5 laps now remaining. Still Matthew, fastest driver on the circuit. He's caught up to the back of the pole. In fact, he slams it down the inside. Matthew coming on strong late in the race. The gap 7/10 of a second as Kutzkoff goes purple with a blistering 46.865. 46.9, Eichmann's personal best. The gap is 7/10 of a second between the Belgian and now the Siberian in 2nd place. Simona Bianco on the absolute ragged edge in the background. Up onto almost 2 wheels. Inside left rear, off the deck. There's Costa going through. Head of Monza, Leo Nielsen, Giaccardi for VDK Racing, the Monegasque driver. Noel Montiero, 2nd generation racer as well. His father watching on live from, I believe, over in Macau at the moment. Bondia to Noah's father. Former Jordan Formula 1 Grand Prix racer. Noel Montiero just outside the top 10 ahead of Il Bresciano Michael Ida. Hugo Martiniello, Xavier Avramidis, Len Nice, the 2nd Belgian. Wisniewski has not given up on 2nd place. Matviv is not exactly driving away. Eichmann's in P1. Matviv in P2. Wisniewski, who was on the podium in the first round of the WSK Supermaster Series at this very circuit. The first weekend of February, but it was the Koski Motorsport team who won with David Walter the season opening WSK Champions Cup here at Lonato on the 29th day of January. Walter now with the factory team in position 8. The Great Dane from Butza and Miguel Costa. Sorry, Miguel, almost called you Max. MG from Monte Carlo in the Salvacard Republic. Matviv has caught up to the back of Eichmann's. The gap is down to 4/10 of a second. 2 laps remaining. The Siberian in 2nd place. Fastest qualifier 48 hours ago on Friday was Dmitry Matviv. Penultimate lap of the race. The gap 3/10 of a second, but ominously Matviv goes purple. 8:46.863 for the Siberian in 2nd. Eichmann's has got the race lead. Wisniewski holding station with the reigning world champion Kirill Kutzkoff for DPK Racing behind. Slams it down into the chicane. Matviv's there, he's close enough. Eichmanns knows it. Closes the door, surely he can't do that for the remaining lap and a half. White lines it, Matviv tries the outside. Eichmann stares over his left side shoulder. Here comes Matviv on the inside. Dit is the laatste ronde. Side by side across the line. Eichmann's on the inside, now becomes the outside. Matviv sends it. Wisniewski takes him, as does Kutzkov, the reigning world champion, on the last lap of the race. Matviv now under attack from Wisniewski. Kutzkov pushes the back of the pole. Eichmanns takes back at least position 3. The last lap of the race. Matviv will win the pre-final. Wisniewski in second, just from the race leader. Well, for the majority of the race, the Belgian, Ian Eichmanns, Kutzkov, and Simon White. Matviv wins pre-final B. Kutzkov on the inside of Simone Bianco. The checkered flag waves, and Dimitri takes victory for the Czech Republic team. Wisniewski, Eichmanns, Kutzkov, Simone Bianco, Zach. Position 6 for Glaswegian. Is Costa from Monza. Nielsen, Giacatti crosses the line from Noah Monteiro. Michael Ida, Hugo Martiniello, that's Xavier Avramidis and Len Nice. Pikkonen, Fessa, Mikhailov, Dante Vinci, the second Aussie. Louis Castellini also for the Lennox Racing team. And Sharafsky, I should say, the final finisher. Matviv takes the victory, the fastest qualifier from Wisniewski. Eichmanns, who led the majority of the race. The reigning world champion, Kutzkov. Bianco, Zach Drummond, superb. First OK race for the Scotsman, Frey, Walter, Butzer and Costa. So the grids are now set for the OK categories. We'll take a very short break. The mini under 10 pre-final A live from Lonato in just a moment. Pre-final A for 60 mini under 10. The carts come out onto the circuit, led by Nicolo Perico, Boage Kostewa. I'll get it right by the end of the day. The pole out of grid 2, that's Boage, and then Mark Lumetz, Jano Pujol, Lucas Goodman, Lucas Bonhomme, Daniel Pasquale, LTP, a day after his 9th birthday, Sebastian Rydell, and then Mark Moyer, Lingan Lee, DDF, and then Lazados, Stepan Matzeppen, Colton Snickenberg, the Texan, De Barros, Winston Kamperin, Coestaciones, Elton Headforce, Werner Guth, and Janis Kovalas. Krishanovsky, Fusiara, Lorenzo Vialo for Team Gamoto, Nielsen, Victor Ilchian for Spino Project Racing Team. The Portuguese Cup champion, the Portuguese mini champion, Xavier Lazaro. Nicholas Reed for the Lanari Racing Team. Jure Algre, Achille Rea, the Franciacorta race winner way down the grid. Kaan Kutaner from Turkey and Platin Kovtunenko for Porsche Racing. Błażej Kościelak in the center of your screen. 619 for Team Baby Race. Pedicor on pole position. Błażej not happy with the slow pace, but Nicola Pedicor is on pole and dictates the speed. One of the Praga carts at the back of the field, that's Lazarus, desperately trying to remount a recovery to catch up to the grid as Pedicor leads them up to the line. Scattered like sheep and no chance of a start. Another formation lap. Thankfully for the Bulgarian, Alexander Latidis. Błażej Kościelak out of grid 2, 619 the pole. Center right of your screen is Nicola Pedicor. Animated as ever is Błażej. Kościelak, 619 for Team Baby Race. Pedicor for Team Energy Course on pole position. Pre-final A, 60 mini under 10, the WSK Final Cup. Again, we don't race. Another formation lap. We had this happen a few times throughout the heats, particularly with the new younger drivers. Obviously lacking the experience, they're 10 years of age or less. The rookies of the international karting world, the cadet drivers, there's Stepan Matsepan going through in the Mighty Killer, the TG17. Lazaro also in the DR kart, a little bit of inexperience, obviously. Given the young age, some talent on the screen though. Couple of attempts to get underway here. As we see Christopos Staciones for team driver, the Lithuanian, frantically waving the right hand. Nicola Pedicor unfazed. Matsepan going through. Best performance of the year for the SM Racing driver, 4th in his first heat in the Mighty Gillard TG17. He starts on the 7th row of the grid alongside the Texan, Colton Snickenberg. This time, we race. Lumets launches up into second place, and the team from Bergamo, full of energy, go 1-2. Pedicor has got the race lead from the Estonian Mark Lumets. Good start by Matsepan as well. Nicola Pedicor leads an energy course, 1-2 here at Lonato, pre-final A for 60 mini under 10. Alexander Latidis is under investigation. You saw the Bulgarian tried to catch up to the back of the pack, and for that he is under investigation. He was supposed to start at the back of the field, assumed his position where he thought, and immediately placed under investigation. The energy course carts go 1 and 2. Kościelak has not made a good start. The pole from grid 2 back in position 6 ahead of the Roman, Davide Di Filippo. It's energy course, first, second in pre-final A for 60 mini under 10. Lucas Bonholm in third place from Lorenzo Di Pietrantonio. Super Lolo Bros on the charge. Mark Moya, Boise Koschewa, Di Filippo, Gianno Pujol, Rydell, and Stepan Matsepan as well. Great start by the Romanian Mark Moya, the 5.53 TR cards. Well inside the top 10. As the front four tried to pull away, it's still an energy course, 1 and 2. That is Lucas Bonhomme. Lucas Goodman, the Frenchman, in position 4. The Vortex, Powered Esprit, in third place on the back of Super Lolo Bros, who tries to go down the inside. And the Southern Roman sends it to second place. A day after his 9th birthday, and the Italian 14 Baby Race goes through to position 2. Nicely done by Lorenzo Di Pietrantonio, 5.26 for Team Baby Race. Now tries to chase down the second generation racer, Nicola Pericol. Son of WRC rally racer, Alessandro Pericol, here at the circuit. Watching him boy go position 1, but being caught by the Roman Lorenzo Di Pietrantonio for Team Baby Race. He's in second place. Lumens, Bonhomme, Mark Moya, Boise Koschewa, Gianno Pujol, TDF. Another second generation racer, the Roman, Davide Di Filippo, Pasquale, and Matsepan in P10. Di Pietrantonio takes the lead. Pericol tried to get him back. Obviously, it was a damn good birthday cake yesterday because the Roman takes the lead as the energy carts fight down through the chicane. Super Lolo Bros has got the race lead for Team Baby Race. Pericol from the race lead, back into third. Lucas Bonhomme, the Frenchman, superb here this morning. As the energy carts trade positions. Boise in position 5 is Koschewa. The Pole still trying to recover. As Bonhomme, the Frenchman, up into P3. Remember, he's powered by Vortex. Koschewa, new to the world of WSK, but acquitting himself well, is the pole. Head of Mark Moya, Gianno Pujol, Di Filippo, Pasquale, Matsepan, the Texan Colton Snickenberg, Lingandli, Xavier Lazzaro, Rydell for the Villanari racing team. Elton head 4s. Having a strong run is the Swede in position 15 ahead of Fusiata and Achille Ray from the back of the group, the front Chicota. Supermaster Series race winner, charging up through the field. He's just taken the Portuguese driver to Barros. As we see the Italians fight for first place. The Energy second and third. Boise Koschewa is catching the first 4. Lucas in 4th place. Half race distance, pre-final 8 for 60 mini under 10. Lorenzo Di Pietrantonio, 9 years and 1 day of age, has got the lead for the team from Castelnaudolo. Team Baby Race in first place. The Energy Cart second and third. Great run from the Frenchman Lucas Bonhomme. Lucas Goodman, 5.86, the Vortex powered Esprit cart in position 4, just shadowing the leaders. There's Boise in the background. Mark Moya as well. Gianno Pujol, the second Frenchman. Di Filippo Colton, that Texan, now into P9. 3 laps remaining in pre-final 8 for 60 mini under 10. Still the Italians first and second, but the order might change before the end of this lap because Perico is sizing up Lorenzo Di Pietrantonio. Unfortunately, Stepan Mazepin's great run has come to an end as we see Lucas Bonhomme up the inside of the Estonian Marc Lumets. And the Frenchman goes P3, the Vortex-powered Esprit in third place. The Italians, Lorenzo from Nicolò. Bonhomme defends. Kostschewa is catching the both of them. Fastest lap of the race for Xavier Lazaro. Portuguese Cup champion, Portuguese mini champion from the past couple of seasons. In the second DR card inside the top 10. The first of which is the Romanian Marc Moya, who's in position 7 ahead of the Roman Davide Di Filippo. Perico back in position 1 on the penultimate lap of the race. Perico, that famous podium at Cremona in the WSK Open Series. Victory at Castelletto also. Italian Cup champion. There is 619. Błażej from Grid 2. Błażej from Poland. He's caught the first 4. Kostschewa on the back of Marc Lumets. Super run for the Vortex-powered Esprit of Lucas Bonhomme. L'ultimo giro, last lap for Nicolò. Di Pietrantonio goes purple on that, the penultimate lap, and he just shadows Il Lombardino, the Southern Roman. Tries to make a move into turn 3. Nicolò looks over his left shoulder, not once, but twice. No problem, says LDB, he tries the outside. Both the two Italians, first and second, they have to watch the Frenchman. In the Vortex-powered Esprit, he's caught the both of them. Down the hill, into the chicane for the final time. Nicolò looks left, turns left. Bonhomme runs wide. He's defending as well from Kostschewa and Marc Lumets. The final corner, watch Perico white line it. Di Pietrantonio tries to take second place. That checkered flag wave side by side, and Perico takes the victory. Just 0.02 of a second from Super Lolo Bros. Bonhomme, super. Troisième place. Błażej, Kostschewa, Marc Lumets, Gianno Pujol, the second Frenchman, Marc Moya in the first DR card. TDF and Xavier Lazaro ahead of Lingan Li for AV Racing in P10. Perico did it the hard way, but he takes the victory. The Italians first and second from Lucas Bonhomme from France. Good recovery from Błażej Kostschewa, head of Marc Lumets, Gianno Pujol, Marc Moya, the two DR carts, 7 and 9, split by the Roman DDF. Lingan Li for AV Racing from China rounds out the 10. Pre-final B for 60 Mini under 10. In just a moment. You're watching us live from Lonato, the WSK Final Cup. We'll be back in just a moment. Pre-final B for 60 mini under 10 here at Lonato. As we take a look at the grid, the newly crowned WSK Euro Series champion, DML on pole position. Yasin Kosmopoulos out of grid 2, then to Kleine Kumpen and Leo Leopardi. Mason Brooks, Dudkowski, Nani, Pedraza, Nice and Mason Robinson out of grid 10. He's the Scotsman from Barcelona. Daniel Miron Lorente, the Spaniard, who won the WSK Euro Series 2 weeks ago. As we take a look at the rest of the grid. Starts on pole position, 4-team driver, pre-final B for 60 mini under 10. Jason Kosmopoulos for the Cosmo Rallycart Academy team became the first, or took his first victory in WSK competition. The Greek driver. There is the newly crowned WSK Euro Series champion, Daniel Miron Lorente. Pre-final B, the WSK Final Cup here at the world-famous South Garda karting circuit. The Spaniard on pole position. Alongside is the Greek for the Cosmo Rallycart Academy team, Yasin Kosmopoulos. Watch the Kleine Kumpen from the inside second row, alongside Lorenzo Leopardi, Mason Brooks and Savary Dudkowski. DML out of grid 1. We race. Kumpen slots into second place, does the Belgian. Good start from Mason Brooks as well. The Fusion Motorsport driver from Great Britain, trying to go into third place. Nice up the inside, the German in the Maranello kart has to go defensive though. Brooks on the outside. Kumpen goes P2, but the Spaniard from pole position takes the race lead. They come down the hill for the first time. Fabulous start from the German. Carlos Nice in the Maranello kart, the red and yellow machine in position 4. Simone Rocco is under investigation. We'll get back to that in just a moment. As the Spaniard, Spanish race winner in the Spanish Championship, the CEK Series, and also, of course, the WSK Euro Series champion 2 weeks ago at Circuito Internazionale Napoli, semplicemente conosciuto come Sarno. He's got the race lead from Kumpen. Nani. Alessandro 14 Gamoto, the Sicilian team. In position 3, Mason. In P5 is the Brit for Fusion Motorsports. Lap 2 down the hill, the front 3 trying to pull away. Super start for Nani, for the legendary Team Gamoto. The Gamoto tuned engine, the TM on the EKS chassis. It's the Paralympic opportunity of Henri Constant Kumpen. But DML, the Spaniard, in P1 for team driver. Fastest lap of the race for Nani. He shadows the 2 race leaders. You get the sense that Kumpen is just waiting for his opportunity. The front trio pull away. Lap 3 of 10, pre-final B for 60 mini under 10. As we get news that Simone Rocco has got a 10-second penalty. It drops the Canadian right down to the bottom of the field. Nice in the background fighting with Mason Brooks. The Fusion Motorsport driver from the British Championships for the legendary British team Fusion Motorsport, who are back with us in the 2024 WSK Championships as well. As Kumpen fires it down the inside, and Nani follows him on through. The Spaniard back to second. Nice pass by Henri Constant Kumpen. Both his father Anthony and his grandfather here at the circuit as well. Anthony, of course, Spa 24-hour race winner, NASCAR European Series champion. A couple of starting the Busch Series in NASCAR in the United States as well. Super experience is Anthony. And now his boy, Kleine Kumpen, in the erste Position. Leopardi with a 52.218, fastest lap of the race, ahead of Savary Dudkowski. Nice superb in P4 in the Maranello. Kosmopoulos, the Greek driver, first ever victory in WSK competition on Friday. He's in P5 from Brooks, Leopardi, Dukowski, Shelitze, the Russian from the Ukrainian, Mikolenko, Hayato, and Mason Robertson, the Scotsman from Barcelona, in P12. 3 wide down the straight. Nani takes the lead. Sideways goes the Spaniard. Now it's kicking off here at Lenato. Spectacular in the mini. Under 10 pre-final B. Watch Nix in the background. That's Leopardi as well in the LGK racing kart. Brooks, the Brit, in 3rd place. Nani has got the race lead for Tinkamoto. Cooper back to P2. And the WSK Euro Series champion from the Iberian Peninsula for Team Driver. Back into 4th, back into 3rd. He retakes Brooks for 3rd place. What a race here at Lenato. Watch Nice in the Maranello kart. Leopardi, Shelitze, Dukowski, Mikolenko, Hayato, Robertson, Petrata, Cueva, Janoni, Jan Shedek. Jay Kostecki on debut is the West Australian in WSK competition as well. Trying to drag himself into the battle. He's ahead of the Flowers Racing Team driver, Gabriele Giacomelli. As we see Leopardi, there's Nice on the outside of Brooks. Leopardi fighting with Shelitze, Dukowski and Mason Robertson. The Scottish Spaniard. 14 baby race coming down the hill now. There's Kostecki, the West Australian, whose cousin Brody is just a couple of valuable points away from wrapping up the Australian V8 Supercars Championship next weekend. Coached here this weekend by the former Rotax Grand Finals world champion Ben George. Jay Kostecki for AV Racing, 602, now inside the top 20, fighting with Giacomelli. Nani for Tinkamoto with the race lead. Kumpan, Miron Lorente, TML back into P3 from Cosmopolis, Brooks, Shelitze, Carlos Nice. 3.5 laps remaining in pre-final B. 31 starters and 31 still circulating here at the centre of the karting universe. South Garda Karting Lenato, the penultimate race of the 2023 WSK Championship season. We're back here on the 21st day of January 2024 for next season's opening race, the WSK Champions Cup. Lap 8 of 10. Miron Lorente 501 on the back of Kumpen, 2 laps remaining. Kumpen down the inside. Nicely done by the Belgian, and the Spaniard follows him on through. Nani, that's Cosmopolis for the Cosmo Rally Kart Academy team from Greece. The other side of the Adriatic Sea. He's in position 4. Dukowski with the warning flag is the pole as he drops down to P11. Head of Mikolenko, Janoni, Vano and Mäkinen. Penultimate lap of the race. The WSK Euro Series champion in P1, 501 for the Venetian team of David Delecki. Great drive from Mason Brooks. First WSK race, actually it might be his second. Regardless, the Fusion Motorsport driver, the Brit, Brooks, super in P5. A move down the inside, Cosmopolis. Up into second, Kumpen back to third. Kumpen retakes him. Brooks to P4. L'ultima vuelta. Daniel Miron Lorente, the Spaniard from Kumpen, and Jason Cosmopolis. Last race, a last lap of the pre-final B race. Mini 60 under 10. Our sixth pre-final of the morning here, 340 drivers from 52 nations around the world. But on the last lap, it's the Spaniard from the Belgian and the Greek in position 3. There's the Brit Brooks in P4, defending from Nani for Tingamoto, who led the lion's share of this pre-final. Kumpan looks over his shoulder, allows room to attack. 2 corners remaining. DML white lines it. Watch Kumpan into the final corner. Almost shoves the Spaniard out of the way. Watch Cosmopolis around the outside. This is just the pre-final, folks. Stay tuned for the final later this afternoon. Daniel Miro Lorente almost certainly will start from the front row of the grid, if not pole position. He wins pre-final B from Jason. Cosmopolis, then Kumpan. Mason Brooks, Chelitze, P5, Nani, Nice. Leopardi, Mason Robertson, and Dudkowski rounds out the 10. What a race, but at the end of 10 laps, the WSK Euro Series champion, Daniel Miro Lorente, 4-team driver, takes the victory. The Spaniard P1, the Greek second, and Declan Kumpan in position 3. Then it was Mason Brooks, Chelitze, Nani, Nice. Leopardi, Mason home in P9, and Savary Dudkowski for the Kiddix Driver Performance Academy team in position 10. We'll take a very short break here at Lonato. We'll be back with pre-final A for 60 Mini Group 3 in just a moment. Pre-final A for 60 Mini Group 3. This is the grid Riven on pole position alongside Mini Kutskov, Legenki, Lopez, Pilipenko and Billy C. Gurski, Matt Zoller for the Tony Kart Racing team, Maximus, and then Julian Frasnelli, Stixon, and then we go to Waltz, that's Drew. Then it's Trusho, Manuel Miguez, Nikita Botte, Jalasea, Westwood, Bobrisov, Alchepa, Kanishk, Asciano, Sandrini, Indra Svoboda, Diar Islami, Santiago the Mexican, William Kim, Mark Reistrup, and Michele Orlando in the DR kart rounds out the field. William Kim, 5.29 on the 13th row of the grid, being coached this weekend by the 2000 world champion. We say good morning to Colin Brown here at the circuit, overseeing his American Charger on debut. He's the American in WSK competition. Could he have a better coach than the 2000 world champion, Colin Brown, who despite being 0.3 of a second off the pace of his teammate Clivio Piccioni 23 years ago, took that famous victory in Formula A, the World Championships, a Top Kart 1-2 at Braga almost a quarter of a century ago. Riven Esteves on pole position. We race. Legenki into second place. The team drivers go 1-2. As Mini Kutskov tries to go down the inside. Daniel, younger brother of the newly crowned world champion Kirill Kutskov, for Team Baby Race in second place. Riven Esteves took pole position in qualifying on Friday afternoon. a time of 52.598. And from pole position in pre-final 8 for 60-minute Group 3, he's got the race lead. The Swiss driver from Kutskov. In fact, it's Pilapenko who's gone through, the top baby race driver in P2. As they come across the line for the first time, it's Esteves from Mark, then Leo Gorski, who's made a super start at the pole, who won at Castelletto di Branduzzo. The WSK Open Series race also on the podium. In the Supermaster Series, there's the British base pole. In position 3, the Vortex Power Tony Kart 541 in 3rd place. Mariano Lopez, El Peruviano, in position 4, with his grandfather Oscar from Lima, Peru, watching on from the grandstand here at Lonato. Stixon, Kalija, Mazzola, Legenki back into P9, and Julian Frasnelli ahead of the Scusa Winter Pro Tour champion, Alessandro Truchot, just outside the top 10. Kutskov, under investigation. This is not good news for Mini Kutskov, who's now dropped way down the field as well. His teammate, Mark Pilapenko, in 2nd place, just shadows the fastest qualifier for team driver. Lopez goes by Gorski, and then to the Maximus, Unt in P5, Kalija 6. Drew Waltz, also under investigation, is the younger of the two boys from Boise, Idaho. The American in position 13 ahead of Michele Orlando, who's come storming through from the back of the grid. Orlando from the 14th row, now up into 14th place in the DR karts. We start lap 4. Fastest driver on the circuit is the South American Mariano Lopez in 3rd place. 5:17 with a 52.764, although that's just been eclipsed by Michele Orlando in the DR kart, who's charging through the field. There's the Italian in the background, picks up another one. Driving for the 5-time world champion, Danilo Rossi. Kalija's going to drag himself into this battle. There's the Australian in position 5 ahead of Matthias Dixon. Legenki, the WSK Champions Cup champion. He won the season opening race on the 29th day of January to start 2023. He's in position 9 as now the team baby race drivers go by. They're 1 and 3. Riven Esteves back to 2nd. Vamos! Mariano Lopez, El Peruviano. Segundo. Team baby race in 1st and 2nd place. Watch Gorski, there's Kalija as well. Billy C comes to fight. Straight over the ripple strip, that has cost Mariano Lopez. From 2nd place, he's back into position 5. Kalija's coming on strong. That's the Australian in 5:13. Goes by the pole in the Vortex Power Tony Kart. Pilapenko, the Russian-American for the team from Castelletto in P1. Riven Esteves down the inside. Watch Kalija. On the outside, Gorski tries to take him, and the Australian back to 4. What a race as we come up to half distance. Esteves, Gorski, Kalija, Pilapenko, Lopez, Legenki, Stixon, Mazzola, Truchot, and Maximus Unt rounds out the 10. Orlando from grid 27. There's the DR kart coming strong. He's in 11th place. Pilapenko loses positions. The CRG comes to fight as well. Matthias Dixon from Denmark. Fastest lap of the race for Kalija with a 52.679, the Australian in 2nd. There is Gorski, Castelletto race winner. is the pole for the Tony Kart Racing Team, powered by Vortex. What a drive from Orlando. There's the DR kart. Jalasay going through Santiago Diaz. Kutzkov, Sandrini, Westwood, DR Islami. Antonio Chepa and Svoboda as well. Maximus Und, no mistaking the Swedes car, 5.75. He's in position 9. Ruben Esteves back in position 1. William Kalija, the baby race team, fighting a persistent, mysterious misfire. They've overcome that in this morning's warm-up, and the Australian is flying. He's done well despite lacking major horsepower and an engine cutting out throughout the heats. But now the WSK Supermaster Series race winner from Cremona, second in the WSK Euro Series, one of his final races in 60 Mini before racing in OK Junior with, stay tuned, the Australian in second place. Down the hill, he chases the Swiss driver, Ruben Esteves. The Tony Kart's going on through Mazzola, Gurski, Orlando up into position 9 from grid 27, if you don't mind. Bella gara, Michele Orlando. Gara fantastica in realtà. From the back of the grid, the DR kart driver now inside the top 10. Fastest lap now for Mariano Lopez, the Peruvian, with a 52.528, 4/10 of a second faster than the race leader, but this is the penultimate lap of the race. Pre-final 8 for 60 Mini Group 3. Kalija, 5.13. His father Albert here at the circuit, his mother Sam, still suffering from jet lag after that torturous flight home, which never ends, does it, Sam? Back in Melbourne. Later on this evening, she watches her boy dive down the inside. Billy C goes through to take the lead, looks over his right shoulder, and his teammate follows him on through. Team Baby Race, first, second, in third place. Ruben Esteves from the lead falls back to position 4. It's Kalija, Pilipenko, and Mariano Lopez. Last lap for the Aussie. Lopez. El Peruviano up into second place. Ruben Esteves stares across to find Pilipenko. Nothing can be done by the Swiss driver for team driver. There's Legenki behind. Dave Serra's superstar kart class student is about to take victory in pre-final A. We'll see if the Australian can do it in the final proper later this afternoon. Team Baby Race will finish in first, second, possibly third place as well. Kalija wins the pre-final. Across the line, takes victory, does the Australian from the South American, Mark Pilipenko. Indeed it is. Team Baby Race in first, second, and third place. Ruben Esteves finishes in position 4 from Legenki, Mazzola, and Leo Gurski. But William Kalija back in form, vice champion of the WSK Euro Series. He takes victory from Lopez. Pilipenko in position 3. Then Esteves, Legenki, the WSK Champions Cup champion, Mazzola, Gurski, the 2 Tony Kart drivers, Und, Pujol, and Michele Orlando from the back of the grid in position 10. Pre-final B for 60 Mini Group 3. The Cups come out onto the circuit, led by the Italian Cristian Blandino. We'll take a look at the grid for you. Kasper Reipold out of grid 2. And then Devon Waltz and Pietro Barguti. Ali Christen, Joelle Girardello, Andrea Mani. Albert Tarr, the Swiss-Estonian, Antoine Fanot, and Lubanov for the Firefly Racing Team, the Estonian, out of 10. Samchik, Noya Staciones, Zach Shu, Manuel Martuffi, Stanley, McCoy, Cini, Klashewski, Grilling, and Luke Tal for Renda Motorsport, the Dutchman, out of grid 20. Seva, Osachi Suchwowski, Emiliano Hernandez, the Mexican, Charlotte Tille, the German, she's ahead of Martin Figler, Paulo Yaruguay, and Saka Andrea on the final roll for grid. Blandino in the CRG is on pole position. Kasper Reipold, the all-in-back pole out of grid 2. Pre-final beat for 60-minute group 3. No, we're not going to race with that formation. Our race director, Alessandro Ferrari, sends the field around one more time. There's the Italian in the CRG, the kart, which is manufactured at best 3 kilometres from the South Garda karting circuit, south of Desenzano, the lakeside resort town in the north of Italy, halfway between Venice and Milan. Built back in 1988 by the Corberi family. Extended up to its current length in 2016, 1,200 metres. The centre of the karting universe, South Garda Karting Lonato. Is Reipold, 518, to the left of your screen. This time we race. Blandino with a perfect start. Down into turn 1, shadowed by Devon. The boy from Idaho, 14 Baby Race. The American slots into second place. Great start by Antoine Fanot. There's the Belgian in the tap who tries the outside. Reipold holds on though. Reipold from the notorious outside front row of the grid. Back into 5th position. Fanot, WSK Supermaster Series race winner, has had a fabulous season, the Belgian. Antoine Fanot, 564, the tap for the Kiddix driver performance team. Watch the red and yellow machine, the legendary tap name. As Blandino goes back into second place, the Baby Race driver assumes the lead. Lap 1 of 10 complete. Devon from Christian, and then Eiley Christian, the second American, inside the top 3. The Canadian in the Vortex-powered Tony kart. Great start by Andrea Mani, the driver from Monte Carlo, 14 Baby Race, 522. He's up into position 4. Reipold, Samchik, Rodriguez, as he's now known, Remy Samchik, for the Kiddix Driver Academy team, ahead of Fanot, Pietro Barguti, and the French Cup champion, Zach Shu, Girardelli, the American from Madrid in Spain, Nicholas Stanley for Tingamoto, Oliver Cini, Lubomov, and Michael, the real McCoy, the third American in position 14. Barguti makes the move on through. Nicely done by Pietro. He's now up into position 5. the English-Italian driver for the Sicilian team. Here's the EKS chassis, the TM engines tuned by Tingamoto themselves. The young star from nearby in the north of Italy, Pietro Barguti, behind the Canadian, Aili Christian. Barguti fires it down the inside. Nice pass by Pietro. Down through the chicane on lap 4, Christian Blandino. Devon Waltz, Casper Reipold, the baby race drivers behind the CRG on their home circuit. The home circuit as well for the baby race team. 2012 world champions in KF Junior with Alessio Lorandi. Now solely concentrating on the 60 mini categories. And they're in second and third. Barguti fourth for Tingamoto. Barguti with the 52.674. Fastest driver on the circuit. Rummick down the inside. Samchik makes the pass in the 5.63 Alonso car. Nicely done by Rodriguez Samchik. Redneck, I should say correctly. That's an in-joke. But it's no laughing matter, the pole's form. He's fighting with Aili Christian. The Canadian retakes him. As out front, we see Waltz back in the top spot. Reipold follows him through. Barguti as well. 1.5 Italians fight for third place. Blandino in the CRG just holds off Barguti. Devon from Casper. As we move into the second half of pre-final B for 60 mini Group 3. This is a 2-round series, the WSK Final Cup. We're back at Franciacorta next weekend. Not more than 30 kilometres from this South Garda karting circuit. As Barguti now up into third place from Blandino. Aili Christian in P5. The final event of the 18th season of WSK promotion competition in 7 days' time. And the early weather forecast is similar to what we've got here this weekend. Beautiful winter sunshine, although it is 10 cold at night, to be honest. Summer is a thing of the past. We're back here in the middle of winter, January 21. The season opening WSK Champions Cup to kick off what promises to be a fabulous 28-event 19th season of WSK competition. That includes WSK World Karting, the Rotax Max Euro Trophy, and of course the Italian Formula 4 Championship and the European Formula 4 Championship as well. 2024 promises to be the biggest year ever for WSK as Barguti down into second place. Reipold under attack from the Canadian. Devon, P1. Older brother of Drew Waltz, also racing this weekend. Devon from Boise, Idaho, the American. The Americans are back with us after, well, there were very few of them, honestly, in the past couple of seasons. You know why. But it's great to have the drivers from the other side of the Atlantic Ocean here in Europe racing in WSK again. And they lead in the form of Devon Waltz. This is lap 8. The British American in second place, Pietro Barguti. The inside rear just skipping off the deck. But he's been passed by Casper Reipold. Nicely done, Casper to second. 2 laps for Devon Waltz. Blandino 52.595. You can see the graphic at the bottom of your screen. The CRG driver makes the move on his countryman. Quickest driver on the circuit, and he's back into position 2. Last lap next time round for Devon Waltz. The gap is almost 0.6 of a second between the American and the Italian. Right pole, the all and back pole in P3. Albert Tam still circulating, but way down the bottom of the field. That's disappointing for the Swiss Estonian, who's been in great form this weekend, but he's down in 25th place. This is the last lap of the race. Eiley Christian defending from Kasper Reipold, but the pole goes down the inside. The pole's plural because Remick is there as well. Eiley Christian gets absolutely mauled. Samchik and Reipold back to the front. The final lap of pre-final B for 60 Mini Group 3. Eiley Christian with an almighty deep dive into the far hairpin. Out front, the final corner, the checkered flag, Devon from heaven. Waltz dances to victory in pre-final B. Blandino in the CRG and Ramik Samchik home in 3rd place. Devon Waltz with that victory provisionally will start Grid 3 for the final later this afternoon. We believe Riven Esteves will start from pole position. This is provisional. Put a big asterisk beside these comments though. Regardless, we know Waltz wins pre-final B from Blandino. Samchik, great move on the last lap. And it was Mani Paguti, Eiley Christian, Reipold, Girardello. Good drive from Nicola Stanley. The American from Madrid in Spain, and Manuel Martufi rounds out the 10. Pre-final A for KZ2, the WSK Final Cup. You can see the cars are out on the circuit. We just showed you the grid just a moment ago. Card 1, Christian Cannibal Bertuca. WSK Champions Cup champion, Supermaster Series champion is Il Milanese. Alex Marigliano, now with Renda Motorsport. He won this race last year in 2022, driving a Maranello kart. Watch out for the German Daniel Still, the Stillhammer. The Kart Republic, Miami tuned engines from Hernan Chiaramello. The Argentine Ace engine tuner for the German driver, and the Hungarian Menja Grosha for the TB Racing team out of grid 4. Bertuca to the right of your screen, Il Siciliano. Marigliano to the left. Pre-final A for KZ2. We race. Giuliano Holtzam in the 4 kart. Well, the 6PB Sport driver from the 8th row of the grid, he was already up to about the 5th row before the lights went out. Stay tuned, there might be brutal news coming for the German driver. It is Marigliano, though, the Sicilian, who leads from Bertuca. There is Still in position 3. Great start by Daniel, the 30-year-old German driver. And then Maxim Orlov in the Paralin in position 4. Clean start, pre-final A, KZ2. The WSK Final Cup, the title last year won by Senna van Walstein for the Soddy Kart team. And now they've got the Sicilian star driving for them in position 1. Darius Babiwana under investigation. At the moment, the Romanian, well, he's in position 10 from grid 17. You know the reason why. He's attracted the attention of the stewards, as we see Still on the outside of Bertuca. There is Maxim Orlov and Lenny Reed in position 5. Great start by the Lanari Racing Team pilot, kart 49. In the background, coming under attack from Menja Grosha, Marek Scriven, Sandro Holtzam in position 8. Gomez, Babiwana, Turk, Sebastian Belhelsine. Marigliano resists the pressure just for the moment. Lap 3:17, pre-final A for KZ2. Menja Grosha for the TB Racing Car team, fastest driver on the circuit. There he is, the Hungarian in position 5, down through the gearbox. You can hear the slight over-revs from, well, we don't know who, but you certainly heard them, the 125cc engines being absolutely punished. Speaking of punishment, Darius Babiwana, there's the over-rev again down into the chicane. Babiwana, a 5-second penalty for a jump start. So it was he who, in fact, got the launch. The Romanian, that puts him down in 22nd position. 23 starters in pre-final A, and 23 still circulating, being led by Il Siciliano, Alex Marigliano, Bertuca, Still, Orlov, Grosha, Lenny Reed, Marek Scriven, Holtzam, and then the boy from Brazil, Gabriel Gomez. On debut in KZ2 is the South American, head of Nicola Rossini in the 45 Maranello kart. The Italian rounds out the 10. The Sicilian from Christian Cannibal. Bertuca way off the racing line. Marigliano under attack from the 2-time WSK champion in KZ2 from 2023. Orlov in the Paralin up into 3rd place. Still Marigliano just holds on. But it's not only Bertuca, it's indeed the first 7 he has to worry about. Bertuca, Orlov still back to 4. Croatia, Lenny Reed. Bertuca down the inside, this time surely locks up skates under brakes. Incredibly, the Sicilian still holds him off. What a defense from Marigliano, last year's race winner, as Orlov. Wheel spin, gets it up onto 2 wheels almost. Still slams it back down the inside. The Stillhammer back into P3. The dual motorsport team racing in the ADAC GT3 championships with McLaren as well. Daniel Still, car 33. 6-time DKM race winner. Season opening WSK Supermaster Series race. Still finished in position 6. He's back to 4 again. This time, finally, kart 1, position top 1. Bertuca goes on through to take the lead. The Italians first and second from both the south and the north of the country. Marigliano sideways down through the chicane, fighting the Sodikart Sigma. The Sodikart chassis won this race. Won the championship, in fact, in 2022 with Senna van Walstein, Noah Millel and Emilian Denner. First, second and third in the 2022 WSK Final Cup. Francesco Cilento in 2021 took the title for the Parolin Motorsport team. And at the moment, the Parolin in third place with Maxim Orlov and still Croatia. Lenny Reed for the Lanari Racing team. Marek Skriven, second in the WSK Final Cup. The Praga car from the Czech Republic, the driver from the Czech Republic, head of Rossini, Gomez, Giuliano, Sandro Holzheimer, and Dominic Reuters. The Germans racing together. The top German is Daniel Still. He's still in position 4. Bertuca is skipping away, but Still goes fastest. The dual motorsport driver, 45.868. There is Daniel on your screen, the Miami Power Kart Republic. The Argentine ace, Hernan Chiaramello, tuning the Miami KZ engines for dual motorsport, and the Stillhammer in position 4. There's Skriven going down through the chicane. Villa from the back of the grid. Bill Holcina, Enzo La Cruz, Babuana with that 5-second penalty. Leon Zelenko, the Croatian. Anders Elkjær, Lechner, and Bolvino, the sole retirement. Angelo Bolvino in the Modena Power DR kart, retiring a couple of laps ago as we move into the second half of pre-final A for KZ2. As Dominic Reuters going down in car 34. Also for dual motorsport, Miami Power Kart Republic. There's his teammate still on the back of Orlov, who's starting to get frustrated behind a Sicilian. He goes defensive, it's a bottleneck. All the while, Bertuca simply says, ciao, guys. He's gone. The gap last time, 1 second dead between the two Italians. Bertuca now 1.9 seconds ahead of the Sicilian in the French Sodikart. Orlov in the Parolin, Still, and many Croatia, Lenny Reed as well. Manuel for the TB Racing team. Lenny Reed for the Lanari Racing team. Bertuca on your screen. He must be enjoying this. We get a glimpse as they go down through the final few corners of this lap. Lap 11. And just see them fighting out of his peripheral vision. Marigliano, a defensive masterclass, but look at the bottleneck behind him. The gap 1 second, then it was 1.9, it's 2.5 seconds. Incredibly still. with a 45.868, the fastest driver on the circuit, but he's in traffic. Croatia, Reed, Rossini, Scrivana, Giuliano Holzam, and the boy from Brazil, Gabriel Gomez. Bounces up onto three wheels, does Marigliano in the Sodicat Sigma. Orlov frustrated. Oh, again, Alex closes the door on Max. Still, Lenny Reed, the Germans 4 and 5. Bertuga nearly 3 seconds ahead of this battle. 2.7 last time round. It will be more than 3 seconds as they come across the line to start lap 14 of 17. Pre-final A for KZ2. Nordic Lena has also retired. 3.5 laps remaining. The gap, 3.5 seconds. Marigliano, Alex in second. As the field go on through. Turk, Shabinskis, Lomko, Belhosine, Eduardo Villa. Eduardo, who was on the podium at Adria Karting Raceway in the WSK Champions Cup in OK a couple of seasons ago. From the back of the grid, for Northern Italian in position 17. Up the inside, Orlov has been passed. And finally, so has Alex Marigliano. Still sends it to second place. Rossini it is, who's into P4. Great drive from Nicola in the 45 Maranello kart. Nicola Rossini, the blue and white machine. So the Italians first, third and fourth, split by the German, Daniel Still. The gap almost out to 4 seconds, Still with the fastest lap of the race though. Won't catch Bertuca, who's now got a lap and a half, just under 2 laps remaining to take victory in pre-final A, trying to take his third WSK title. Chokes the engine down into the hairpin. Marigliano, this is how to defend. That's not though. He's on the outside now, he's off the road. Finally, he's done brilliantly well, the Sicilian. Has not had the speed in pre-final A, but has kept the majority of the field behind him for the best part of 15 laps. Falls back a couple of positions, does last year's race winner. Alex Marigliano, like all, will bolt on a new set of LeConte tyres for the final and will race for victory. Round 1 of 2. The WSK Final Cup here at South Garda Karting. This is the last lap of the race. Bertuca, Still, Orlov. Bertuca. The lead has actually come down to 1.7 seconds. As Still puts in some fast sectors. Bertuca is controlling the pace. This is the last lap. Kart 1, position 1. This is the last corner. Chokes the engine as well. And the TM-powered Birolard 50 Racing, Christian Cannibal, takes the victory from the Still hammer. Orlov, Giuliano Holzam up into P4 from grid 15. Rossini, Menu Croatia, Alex Marigliano in position 7. Our 10th final pre-final of the morning for KZ2. Pre-final B, the carts are on the circuit. That was the grid, Matteo Zanchi. Zanchi Motorsport, the CRG on pole position. Marcus Kayak for the Kenneth Hildebrand racing team. Wow, is he ready to go or what? Almost gets it up onto two wheels as he lights up the Lacon tyres. Tom Luye does likewise. Watch out for Norton Andreasen. Zanchi to the right of your screen on pole position. Pre-final B for KZ2. We race. Straight lining it, Maximilian Paul goes WRC here at Lonato, and the DR kart straight over the ripple strip, all four wheels off the deck, and the driver from Dresden straight into third place, if you don't mind. Spectacular from Max. Paul up into third place. Track limits? Yeah, right. Straight over the curbs. The DTM race winner, Maximilian Paul, racing for the Oregon team in the GT Open GT3 International Championship. Race winner for Lamborghini, and also a DTM race winner in 2023. Now driving for the five-time world champion, Danilo Rossi, has rocketed up into third place. What a start from Max. That's for the highlights reel for sure. Closes up on the back of Marcus Kayak, but Zanchi from pole position takes the lead of pre-final B. The Kenneth Hildebrand KH Racing Team driver from Estonia. 7 days ago, racing at Las Vegas, the Scusa Super Nationals. On the other side of the Atlantic Ocean, Marcus Kayak now in position 2. Last weekend's spectacular event at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, where the KZ2 karts were topping 157 kilometers an hour, almost 100 miles an hour in the old language. Marcus Kayak now running P2 for the KH Racing Team, slightly sideways out of turn 3. Max Paul, the driver from Dresden, P3, the modern powered DR kart, on your screen with the most spectacular start we've seen in KZ2 at Lonato for some time. Behind him is TT, that's Trefilov, Ken Algret, Tom Luye, Severukian, the fastest qualifier, Artem Severukian in the 24. Racing line, Birilat, Crouch, Slavik Pudyatin and Pavel Tontri. Perfect start from Matteo Zanchi. He starts lap 4 with a lead of 0.8 of a second. Fastest driver on the circuit with a 46.444 is David Trefilov. Purple in all 3 sectors. 0.2 of a second behind his countryman. Looks over his right shoulder. Spectacular from Max. This is Kayak, the Estonian. The KH Racing Team of Kenneth Hildebrand, the first ever Rotax Max Grand Finals champion in the junior category in I can't remember the year. Sorry, Kenneth. I reckon it was in Langkawi, Malaysia, back in 2003, 5. I'll stand corrected. Regardless, he did win the title. The KH racing team with the Estonian driver now, Marcus Kayak in second place. Bounces over the bumps, does Maximilian Paul. David Trefeloff, Tom Luye. There's the Frenchman. Remember that unfortunate, spectacular accident here at Lonato a couple of seasons ago, which has now clocked up, I don't know how many million views on Karting Emotion and Passion. But Tom Luye in position 5. The number 10, Vortex powered Tony Kart. Trefeloff. Behind Maximilian Paul, there's Tom Luye going through in P5. Ken Algray, the second Estonian. Artem Severukian, Pavel Tontari, Prush, Pudyatin, Michael Paparo, Emma Felbermeyer. She's into position 12 ahead of Norton Andreasen. Verholantsev, Karl Lukaszewski. Tigarato, Eduardo Di Alessandro, Ivan Klemenko in position 18. Racing in the Formula Regional European F3 Championship with the KIC Motorsport team. Now with us in the WSK Final Cup, Ivan Klemenko in Cup 42. The Monster K factory entry. Just coming down the hill now. Ahead of Torreggiani, Simon Billman, Malaka, and Guldenfels rounds out the field. Samuele Leopardi is out. Tom Luye with a 45.904, the Tony Kart driver from France, fastest driver on the circuit. Trying to catch down David Trefeloff, the two Germans, 3 and 4, they make trade positions. DT sends it. He attacks Max. Paul back to P4. Nice pass from David Trefeloff. The Maranello SRP factory entry with a World Cup championship at Wackersdorf a couple of months ago. Maranello SRP, they won this race. The WSK Final Cup with Alex Marigliano in 2022. Now with David Trefeloff in third place. Luye with a 45.920 that time. Still the fastest driver on the circuit, 0.2 of a second faster than the race leader Matteo Zanchi on his home circuit. The front 4 is now a 5-kart fight. Zanchi, Kayak, Trefeloff, Max Paul and Tom Luye. Ken Algray, the second Estonian, in position 6. As the field come down the hill, there's the second Maranello kart of the second Estonian, kart 39 ahead of Severukian. Tom into P4. Super for Tom Luye, 4e place. Trefeloff right on the back of Marcus Kayak as we move into the second half of the 10th and final pre-final here this morning down the hill. Zanchi for Zanchi Motorsport. A strong team here this weekend. The Zanchi Motorsport team in KZ2, also in the X30 categories. Matteo from pole position in car 52, the TM-powered CRG. The Road Rebel chassis in P1. Trefeloff tries to take P2. Side by side with Marcus Kayak, and he says, have some grass, mate. The Estonian back to third. Tom is coming on strong. In the Tony Kart, powered by the Vortex Kart 10. Marcus Kayak knows he's in trouble. Tom, super. 3e place. Fabulous racing in KZ2, the pre-final. In the WSK Final Cup, Tom Luye in the Tony Kart goes on through. Artem Severukian still in position 7. He's the fastest qualifier, the Russian in the 25 racing line, Birol Art. Head of Pavel Tontari in the CRG as Maximilian Paul. Side by side with Kayak, it's kicking off. That's Severukian coming to fight as well. Also Ken Algray in the second Maranello kart. Max back into P3, back into 4. Tom Luye, several kids coming as is Pavel Tonteri. Kayak retakes the position. All the while, Matteo Zanchi and David Treveloff, they're long gone. Tom Luye out into the marbles. That charging run, it's cost him. As Treveloff closes in on the back of Matteo Zanchi. Christian Bertuga wins pre-final A a few moments ago, and he's watching on from pit lane, thinking, how am I going to attack the final if it's anything like this? It is kicking off in pre-final B to decide the grid for the final later this afternoon, KZ2, here in the WSK Final Cup. Zanchi from Treveloff, and then Daylight. Almost the length of the pit straight back to Marcus Kayak, KH Racing team driver. The Modena-powered Birol Arts in third place. The Modena-powered DR Kart, also of Maximilian Paul. After that incredible start, the driver from Dresden. See Treveloff up onto two wheels briefly. That's Maximilian Paul back to Tom Luye. All that hard work comes undone. Fastest driver on the circuit, Tom, with a 45.758, 0.2 of a second faster than the race leader. But Zanchi is some 4 seconds further down the road than the Frenchman. Four laps now remaining. 5 kilometres to race here at South Garda Karting Lonato. 45.958 last time round. Matteo looks over his right shoulder, but Treveloff goes to his left. Treveloff looks over his shoulder, and it's a long way back to the Estonian in third. They race down the hill. Treveloff now knows he's got the confidence to attack without the counter-attack himself into the far hairpin, on the ragged edge, on the ribble strip, almost on the side of the circuit. Was Zanchi. Treveloff saw that, waited, took his opportunity, and the Maranello SRP driver goes through to take the lead. 3 laps remaining in pre-final B. Kayaks sideways in the background. Out of turn 3, the Modena-powered karts 3 and 4. Treveloff. The TM-powered Maranello, remember he started on the 4th row of the grid. Zanchi started out of pole position. There's Kayak, Luye, Max Ball. Pavel Tonteri coming on through the Finn. Algre, Pujatin, Severukian, Paparo, Norton, Verholansev, Prausch, Emma Felbermeyer, the Austrian. From the German, Karl Lukaszewski, Negratio, the Alessandro, Ivan Klemenko, Matthias Terreciani, Makla, Billman, and Dorian Gildenfels rounds out the field. Penultimate lap for David Treveloff. Looks over to his mechanic in pit lane. Also Mike Sabecki. Sorry mate. Watching on as well. Actually, Mike giving him instructions, as is Fabian Vetera, 2-time European KZ champion. Fabian Vetera, the Italian, from so far to the north of Italy, from Bolzano, that his mother tongue is actually German. So Fabian working with the Maranello team, giving instructions. That was in fact to his driver David Treveloff from pit lane as he starts the last lap of the race. Tom Luye has gone through into position 4 ahead of Paul. And Pavel Tonteri, the 32 CRG Road Rebel, in position 6. 3 corners remaining. in our pre-finals here this morning. Trefilov for the Maranello SRP team, who won this race last year. They take victory in pre-final B. Matteo Zanchi from pole position, second place, and then Kayak, the Estonian, in third place. Trefilov takes the victory from Matteo Zanchi. Marcus Kayak in position 3. Tom Luye, Max Ball, top 3. Ken Algred, the second Estonian. Putyatin, Artem Severukian, and Norton for the Tony Kart Racing team comes home in position 10. So the grids are now set. That was their 10th and final pre-final. In just a few moments, our first final, X30 Junior. You're watching us live from Lonato, the WSK Final Cup at South Garda Karting. We'll be back in just a moment.